Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Janet Cresson.
And I'm Justin Riley, and we're back here at Oliver Motors in beautiful Baraboo, and what a beautiful day it is. It's sun is shining in from those windows, and
Yeah, it's a beautiful drive coming out to Baraboo. I
Yeah.
have to say, it doesn't feel like spring yet. It's looking like it, just not feeling
it's
like
getting closer. It's getting closer, but the sun is shining on, and there's some new inventory here at Oliver Motors, and we're going to check in with Del Morter later on in the program and he's going to talk about how they really have something for everybody, and they're really kind of expanding their options in terms of financing in particular. So if finding a loan for a vehicle has been difficult for you, you might want to stick around and find out how they can help out.
He'll also go over what the difference is from buying from maybe the side of the road or Craigslist versus from a dealer, and how Wisconsin dealers actually have so much more criteria that they have to meet than maybe some of the surrounding area, like over the border in Illinois.
We won't. I wasn't going to mention other states, but
no names.
No names mentioned here. But no, that's fine. But if you buy a car in Wisconsin, you're going to be taken care of. So I didn't know that until today either. So.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
Not too far down the street is the Little Village Cafe. We're going to meet Donna. She's the manager there, and learn more about that place. Have you been there?
I have not been there yet. I hear that it used to be in Madison, though, or they used to have a location in Madison years ago, and they actually have people who now come up from Madison just to eat at their location here in Baraboo. So that's just testament onto the loyalty of the customer base they have.
Word on the street is that out of the 55 or so restaurants in this area, this has been #1 for TripAdvisor for quite some time.
Yes.
So
yeah, that's incredible.
They got something going on.
They got it going on.
So does Wolfgang Cullen. He's with Urban Wood Studio. Fantastic pieces that he makes out of wood.
Yeah.
Furniture, smaller items.
Yeah, and really kind of, I want to say oddball, but kind of oddball items too.
Unique.
That you'll want to stick around. That's coming up right after the break here in Wisconsin Family, so stay with us. Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We've made the drive up to beautiful Baraboo, and we are at Oliver Motors, and we're going to have a chat with Del later on in the program, and he's going to have some tips for you. But first, this is a really, really interesting guest that we have here with us today. This is Wolfgang Cullen, who owns Urban Wood Studio right here in Baraboo. Wolfgang, thank you so much for being here today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm really curious to know a little bit more about this piece that we have here. But first, let's talk a little bit about what your background is, and then we'll kind of get into what Urban Wood Studio is.
Okay. I'm a retired music teacher, taught for 35 years. Actually, started my teaching career here in Baraboo, Wisconsin, 80 to 87, and then moved to South Milwaukee to continue the career, and retired from there.
Yeah.
And then sitting around a fireplace with a glass of wine in retirement, we said, where do we want to go? And we said, well, we'll come back to Baraboo, because we never left because we didn't like it. We loved it here.
Right.
It was a job opportunity. So.
Right.
And you probably can tell by the first name, it's not a local name. It's my mom's from Germany.
Okay.
My dad was a undercover agent during post-World War II, and they met.
No kidding.
And then I got the German name, and we came here. Became a music teacher, but all my life, my dad was kind of an armchair woodworker and engineer, that sort of thing, and picked up working with wood, and I've always liked it. So
awesome.
in retirement, thinking about, well, what am I going to do now that I have all this wonderful time? I said, well, I think I'm going to go in the direction of doing something with wood.
Sure.
So the name of your studio is Urban Wood Studio. So, and you've brought in a few things. We're pretty excited about taking a look at it. Tell us more about the studio and the products.
Okay, well, it started out in South Milwaukee, where I retired from, and I just, my wife one day was, for example, for this piece, the Ecophonic, she was listening to her new Christmas iPhone, and just like most people listening to it
on the table.
On the table, and I said there's got to be a better way. So with my music background and such, and interest in making things sound good, after 7 years and 50-some prototypes. We've come up with the Ecophonic. But I also repurpose instruments. You can see some of that in a little bit.
Sure.
And but my primary goal is to take I make live edge furniture. And live edge furniture it's typically flat on the top, flat on the bottom, but it retains the shape of the tree.
Correct, yeah.
And I do have pictures of those on my Facebook page. So.
Absolutely.
There are fabulous pictures, by the way. Everything is, what I love about what I saw is everything is beautiful and so unique. It's truly one of a kind.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well done.
Can we get a demonstration of how this works?
Oh, we can.
The Ecophonic.
I'll see if our
So this looks like a Bose speaker.
Yeah, that's what people say, but
okay, so we got some
sounds
nice.
better.
Is this Coltrane that we're listening to here?
It is Gene Ammons.
Okay.
The
Oh wow! Wow.
So I don't know if you're picking that up, but this is.
Yeah.
It sounds like.
Wow. And there's no, I mean, you're not plugging that into anything. There's no, like, electrical in there or anything. It's just wood.
It's an acoustic amplifier.
Wow.
So it works a lot like an instrument.
That's cool. That's cool. And you've got a couple other things.
Speaking of instruments. This is more of a conversation piece, but it does work.
Oh, sure.
Oh my gosh.
And then, historically,
there you go.
If you grab that, I will put the.
Okay, I'll take that.
This is from an old cylinder gramophone sort of thing.
Sure, yeah.
Just repurposing things.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Yeah. I wonder if the original creator of this ever imagined that there'd be a telephone playing music in there. I wonder if they imagined anything other than the cylinders.
I don't know if the telephone was invented when this was, or pretty, I don't know my dates on those things.
Right, right. Well, we've got just a little bit of time left, but tell us a little bit about where you source your wood from. I'm going to hold on to this horn here, if that's okay. I'm gonna...
You might want to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Well, I get most of my wood as needed because I'm a small-time guy, so I have only my garage, and I can't really warehouse the wood there. So when I have a client that's interested in a certain type of table, we decide on the wood species, and then we go out and I find it from sawyers and people that saw wood and are able to kiln dry or whatever. I don't have the patience to wait 4 years for something to dry before I start a project.
Yeah. Well, if someone had an emotional attachment to a tree in their yard or something like that, and it had to come down for whatever reason, would you be able to work with something like that and make something special?
Good question.
Yeah, in fact, I did that for a lady that had a wonderful walnut tree in her backyard, and it came down, and in the place where the walnut tree was, she built a patio, and I built the benches that went on the patio. So it has to do with timing, though. You have to wait about 4 or 5 years to air dry a slab.
Yeah.
But if you have fortunate enough to have a kiln or somebody that can dry the wood, then you can bring that down to about 6 months.
Wow.
And then start the project. So, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's fun. I like that question. It's a nice one.
Yeah, yeah. Wolfgang Kalman, thank you so much for joining us today. Wolfgang is the owner of Urban Wood Studio, which is right here in downtown Baraboo.
Right off the square.
Go and check it out. We'll be right back with more Wisconsin Family after the break.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. Today we're at Oliver Motors in Baraboo, Wisconsin, and we'll catch up later, finding out what's going on and what they've got in stock these days. Right now, though, we're talking food and the Little Village Cafe, which is not too far away in downtown Baraboo. Joining us is Donna Flowers. She's the manager there. Thanks for coming in today, Donna.
Thanks for having me.
So I haven't met the Little Village Cafe yet. Tell us a little bit about it, how it got started.
Well, the owners, Jim and Christine Dickey, they started in Madison, and they were there for about 10 years. They were on King Street, right off the Capitol Square.
Oh, wow, okay.
So they catered to all the people from the Capitol and everything, and downtown people. In fact, we still have those people that come to the Little Village here. Since
really?
It's been since closed, of course.
Wow.
But, and then they were there for about 10 years, and they located up here, right down from the Al Ringling on 4th and Broadway. and they've been there for 23 years as of March 15th of this year.
Wow.
And so, yeah.
Boy, that's a testament to their hard work and what they put out as a cafe.
Yep.
Did they still call it Little Village when it was in Madison?
Yep.
Wow.
It was called the Little Village Cafe.
Wow,
Yep,
very
down there,
cool.
too.
So I'm guessing like the style of the restaurant has to be kind of more of like a hometown feel versus like a metropolitan type
Well,
of
I gotta say,
atmosphere.
it's pretty eclectic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's their first restaurant was really tiny. In fact, the building that we're in now was built in the 1800s,
Yeah.
and it was originally the Baraboo News Republic.
Sure.
And then in the 40s, it became the main cafe.
Yeah.
And we still have some of the decor from
Sure.
the main cafe. We have the 2 horseshoe counters,
Yeah.
the stools, all the booths are original. We have a back mirror, a big long mirror that's original. We have a sign that says Spaghetti Chop Suey, which was, we have in some of the pictures some hardboard signs that have Spaghetti Chop Suey, 50 cents, So, yeah, and that was from the 40s. And
Wow.
and so it's been a restaurant of sorts ever since. And then
Yeah.
Jim and Christine took it over, and and they've added details to it and stuff. I mean, there's obviously carpeting in there now, and they've got it's really cool. It's a really cool, very comfortable atmosphere. Nice music, great beer and wine list, and of course the menu is.
And lots of conversation pieces, it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
So speaking of spaghetti chop suey, do they have a signature dish that they have now? And did it come all the way from King Street back in the Madison
Well,
days?
their burritos came from King Street. I mean, that was what they were really known for, is their burritos, and they're big, wonderful, delicious.
Isn't that
And-
interesting? I wouldn't think of burritos when you think of a cafe.
Right.
Yeah. But now, they have much more diverse menu. I mean, they've got everything from pasta dishes, and they've got their signature dish is Southwest chicken, and that's kind of all over the menu. You can get it as an entree, you can get it in a burrito, you can get it in a sandwich, you can get it on top of pasta, on top of a salad, So they have like maybe 5 different flavors, if you will, but then you can have them any way you want. The Moroccan chicken, which is something that they brought back from when they were in Florida on one of their trips. They always come back with some new items and stuff. They kind of refresh their items
Sure.
and stuff, but the menu has stayed pretty much the same.
Wow.
I mean, I've been there for almost 19 years,
Yeah.
and there are those standard things.
I gotta say, I think people like that. I know I've been disappointed, like, where's my thing? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
Yeah.
And that's true, because we have people that will only maybe come once a year, and they look for that item.
Yeah.
And if that tortellini isn't on there,
Yeah.
they get really upset.
They get angry.
I mean, we used to have this, we have this jerk chicken entree that we have, and they used to have sweet potato pancakes with it. Well, they took them away just because they wanted consistency and everything like that. And
They
you
heard
would have
about
thought that the world was coming to an end or
Right.
something,
Right.
because they took those off. But since they've kind of forgotten about it now, it's been a few years since it's been gone from the menu.
Wow. Well, you've been working for them for 19 years now,
Close
and
to.
we talked a little bit before we started today about how a good portion of the staff has been there for a number of years now.
Oh,
So that's
yeah.
got to be a good testament to the way Jim and Christine treat the employees and things like that.
Yeah,
So-
they're good people. They really, really are, and they do treat their staff good. And I mean, they're a family. We
Right.
all consider ourselves a big family
Right.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, my daughter works there even.
Okay.
And my coworker that usually I work with at lunch, she's been there for just 3 months less than I have.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, and our kitchen manager, he's been there for, he was there before, and then he moved away, and then he came back. So he's been there for several years, and I'd say the average time is like 8 years
Wow.
for most people.
And speaking of family, this is a good place to take the family for a
Oh.
dinner, lunch, weekends, the whole thing?
Yep. You can, your kids, we do have a children's menu. It's not printed, but we'll, tell you what we offer, and, so we accommodate, and we have coloring books and stuff like that, keep the little ones busy, but yeah.
I like the coloring books too.
Yeah, yeah, and you can use them too if you
Alrighty.
want.
All right.
Donna Flowers is the manager at the Little Village Cafe, downtown Baraboo. Sounds great. Thank you so much for coming in today.
You bet, you bet. Thanks for asking.
Yep, we have more Wisconsin Family right after this break.
'Cause every day is a new day. 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're here at Oliver Motors in the beautiful Baraboo. It's a beautiful day outside, gorgeous drive. Spring is in the air. We're really excited about that. And we're now talking with manager Del Mortar. How are you, Del?
I'm fantastic, and you guys?
Excellent, excellent. So, we get to come up here once a month, and we always get to see how things change. So tell us a little bit about what's changed since the last time we came up here.
Well, one thing, first of all, I'd like to say the thing I love about this show is all the cool people I get to meet. So the people we have on the show today have got a new place to eat, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, in the business,
You're welcome.
Yeah, but in the business, we've expanded some more of our apparel and accessories.
Sure, yeah.
We just brought on some neon signs.
Okay.
So, that's kind of cool. We've brought on more of the 24-inch garage signs that you can kind of see around the
Sure, yeah.
top of the store.
Camaro and Super B and stuff like that.
Yep, and we replaced some that we have sold. Another big thing that we did was we had a couple new lenders to the arsenal of lenders that we offer for our
good.
customers. So we're really building it so that we can help out just about every credit situation, from
right.
someone who's looking for a budget vehicle to the top of the line that might have marginal credit to take plus paper. So.
And that's really a great thing that you're doing. I mean, you're really setting up for win-win situations because, there are people who maybe have had some issues in the past and, couldn't go with a more traditional lender. Yep. But they still need a car, And
what we're trying to do is we're trying to find lenders who are, we understand that there's some issues, so maybe the interest rate might be a little bit bigger, but we're not putting them into a worse situation than what it could be.
Exactly.
So we're trying to work with lenders that are going to work with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk about your inventory. Every time we come here and film, I often glance at the vehicles that you have behind us. Then they're always different every time we come. So what's new with your inventory?
We've increased our inventory tremendously. We've had a great month. I can't be more proud of the staff that we have here, the buying situations we have, and the guests that we have coming in. Unfortunately we sold the Land Rover that was here. That was sold to a gentleman out of Ohio.
Yeah.
Good thing, bad thing.
Right.
Yeah. There's a lot of extra space right here on the floor.
Right. Gorgeous vehicle. We actually sold that to a gentleman in Ohio.
Okay.
We've talked about how we not only have the walk-on traffic, but we also do a lot of stuff online.
Right.
And he saw us on Car Gurus and worked out perfectly where I could get him the information. Everything was done online, back and forth with emails, taking extra pictures and stuff like that, and we gave it a great home. Our inventory has increased. My goal is to get us up to 40 cars right now. And again, we've got that nice selection from a nice budget vehicle all the way up to a top-of-the-line, Ford pickup Platinum.
Right.
Or Land Rover.
Or Land Rover,
Yeah. But something for everybody, and I think that's what people think. People think used cars, and sometimes they think, well, I want something a little bit more reliable. But you have all that, and all of your cars are safety inspected and all those things. So, whether you want a luxury model or you want something a little bit more just like an A to B, then you've got something to offer for everybody.
Well, and another advantage that we have is, and I've brought this up in the past, with the advantage of me knowing a lot of the dealers and the owner knowing a lot of other dealers. When you come in and you're looking for that specific vehicle, we can find it for you. It's not a matter of...
Doesn't have to be on the lot, in other words.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've sold a couple vehicles to customers where, they came in, they want a particular vehicle, and we've reached out to some of our partners that we work with, and there was a vehicle that they had in the lot that was maybe an overage unit or something they had just taken in trade, and we were able to pick it up and satisfy our customers' needs. So.
Are you seeing an influx of customers? It's springtime.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is our Black Friday shopping.
And actually, you've been kind of preparing, because didn't you go on some buying trips where you were trying to really build up your inventory?
Yeah. And the fun part is that we go on the shopping trips, we build up the inventory to 40 cars, and over a week we'll sell 5 or 6 of them, and then they're like, oh boy, we got to fill up the lot again. So I get to shop a lot. It's great.
Shopping for cars. That's funny. So we were talking a little bit before the show about the advantages of buying from a dealer versus buying from a private party sale. So what would you say some of the advantages are of buying from a dealer?
Well, there's nothing wrong with buying a car at a private party.
Sure.
But I like to stress, a lot of people come on and they're like, why are your prices more than if I were to buy a private party?
Right.
As a dealer, one of the things, especially a dealer in the state of Wisconsin, we are the most regulated state in the nation. And by that, what I mean is we have, and I've got a Wisconsin Buyer's Guide, which
Sure.
you're not going to be able to see it, unfortunately, because
We can get a
of
close-up
all
of
this.
it, but yeah.
But any dealership that you go to in the state of Wisconsin, one of these has to be on the vehicle, either affixed to a back window or on the dash. What we are required to do is talk about the vehicle's history. So as a purchaser, that the vehicle does not have a salvage title, or it has to be marked off. It hasn't had flood damage, which that's been a big concern, especially with the hurricanes that have gone through in the south. What was this from Florida? Because I want to know, or Texas, I want to know, was it brought up here?
Right.
And we have to disclose all that stuff. If we disclose that it wasn't and you find out it was, you now have recourse to come back because we're a dealer and we have to buy the car back. The other things we have to do is we do a 45-point safety inspection minimum. And with that safety inspection, we have to make sure that the brakes are over a certain percentage, the tires are over a certain percentage. As little of a thing as there can't be any more than 3 cracks per inch on a serpentine belt. So, I mean, we have to
Wow.
go through.
That's very detailed.
Yeah, I mean, we have to go through a lot of stuff. All that is listed right here. If it passes, we list that passes. If it doesn't pass, we have to describe in the bottom right-hand corner here what didn't pass,
Right.
and what's wrong with it. So when you're purchasing that vehicle, you can make that educated decision, yes, I want to buy this, knowing that it has this, or knowing that it doesn't have
Right.
this.
You're making an informed decision.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Where purchasing from a private party,
You just never know.
it's buyer beware.
Yeah.
Once you buy that car, you have absolutely no recourse to go back after that person.
All sales are final.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the big aspect that I've been seeing with the private purchase is the salvage titles. Unfortunately, people don't realize that a salvage title on or a previously rebuilt or an insurance paid claim, if you go to trade that car in, especially a dealership, we look at that as being about a 50% deduct because that's how the banks look at when they're loaning on the car. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those cars. I'm just saying that you have to take that into consideration when making your decision.
Yeah.
So another advantage is we do have some sort of a warranty. We put a 1 month, 1,000 mile powertrain or a 3 month, 3,000 mile exclusive on our vehicles on a lot. So that you have some kind of a security after the fact.
Yeah, a
also.
safety net.
We stand behind what we're doing.
Yeah. Good to know.
And that's where I thought you were going to go.
Yeah.
And instead you went to this, and this was very interesting, of course.
I just like to let the people know. So many people come on the lot, especially ones that are down by that Beloit area, because if you go across the board to Illinois or across the board to Minnesota, they don't have these rules.
They don't have to do that.
They just have to put the car out and put a as-is sticker on it or a 1 month warranty on it, and there's really no backing behind it. So,
Wow. Del Mortar, we always learn so much from you. Thank you so much for having us here today.
thank you.
That's all the time we have for Wisconsin Family here at Oliver Motors, and we'll see you next time.